Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit is brought to you by Xfinity. Call 1-800-XFINITY today for a great offer. Ram Trucks, engineered to move heaven and earth. Guts, glory, Ram. And by Meijer. Score big savings and tail greater this football season at Meijer.
Ken and Mickey coming up in just a moment. Chris, Darren, and Justin here in studio as we close in on Puck Drop, guys. And in the open, we heard Mickey Redmond mention something about some money up on the board tonight when a player unofficially when he goes up against his former team. Chris, who do you got scoring the game winner for the Red Wings tonight?
Oh, talked earlier in the show. Third and fourth line is going to be big tonight. I'm going to go with number 20, Miller Time.
I'm going to say that Alfie puts the money right back
into
his front pocket and puts it into the team kitty for that unofficial party.
We shall see if either of these guys are right, but we are just about set to drop the puck down at the Joe. Wings and Senators, Daniel Alfredsson facing his former team. Ken and Mickey, take it away.
Thank you, Justin. Hello again, everybody. So this is about Ottawa and Detroit first and foremost, and not so much about Daniel Alfredsson and the visitors if they can channel their focus. Our goaltenders are brought to you by your Southeast Michigan Ford dealers. And two goalies who are vying to be with the U.S. Olympic team come February. Craig Anderson for Ottawa from Illinois, who led the NHL last season in goals against and save percentage. Although he did miss 18 games with an ankle injury, he's been the best Senator player this season. Another Olympic hopeful in Jimmy Howard, who was terrific in the shootout loss to San Jose. He's 3-0 in his career against Ottawa. There is Daniel Alfredsson, the former Senator, in his familiar number 11, and he'll start this game with Henrik Zetterberg and Pavel Datsyuk as Mike Babcock, just as a bit of nostalgia. And nice touch, even though he's not slated to be with him the whole night necessarily, but a nice way to go. And the former captain, or the current captain, Jason Spezza, number 19 at center, along with 89 Corey Conacher and number 9 Milan McCulloch, the forwards for Ottawa. Brendan Smith on defense with Nick Kronwall, who's got that full facial shield, as Mick spoke of. Stitch is hit by a puck that rolled up his stick off a Todd Bertuzzi shot at the morning skate today. And that will be called knockdown high stick, so we'll get a face-off coming up outside the Detroit blue line.
Well, Paul McLean is all too familiar to Red Wing fans. He was an assistant coach here to Mike Babcock for several years, and he's done a wonderful job with this Ottawa team. Really brought them along the last couple of years. They've underperformed or underachieved as far as a lot of people are concerned so far this year, but my gosh, it's early, and they've only played 8 games. So,
and people say they're not sneaking up on anyone anymore because they've been so good the last couple of seasons.
Well, it has to help that they've got their captain, Spezza, back finally, at least for now, healthy. At back problems, shoulder problems, all kinds of different problems. Good hockey player if they can keep him healthy.
Franzen out there along with Abdelkader and Bertuzzi. Anderson with the save. Puck's loose. Turris has it. As the Senators' veteran defenseman Chris Phillips, the first overall pick in 1996, gets the puck in deep. Stephen Weiss played one and chipped by Abdelkader. Quickly moved ahead to Bertuzzi. Joining comes Weiss. Bertuzzi gets it to him, and a save made by Anderson. Bertuzzi got it. Tried to tap one back to the blue line for Lashoff. It came out, and Weiss didn't clear the zone, so it'll be called on the offside.
Well, we talked about McLean a minute ago. There's the looking back, turning the clock back. Third season, as Kent mentioned, as the Ottawa coach. He's with him in Anaheim and in Detroit.
And I know Paul McLean would love his team to play a puck possession game just like Detroit. Paul was saying today the problem with his team thus far, the plumbers are trying to be painters and painters worrying about plumbing. They need to find a balance in there somehow. Last year this Ottawa team was just so hard to play against, and they had so many of the skilled guys hurt. As Anderson will hold on to this, Spezza was hurt, Carlson was hurt, McCulloch was hurt, their goalie Anderson was hurt. So everybody dug deep.
Look a moment ago at that pretty good rush. Bertuzzi with a flip shot. Looked like this puck. Did it roll? No, it went off the bottom of the heel of the stick for Stephen Weiss. Yeah, she rolled a bit, but he was going away from the net and couldn't get a lot on. He tried to get it up. You can see he opened that blade up. and it just dribbled into Anderson. So not a lot of luck, unless it's bad luck so far for Stephen Weiss, but he hasn't played hockey in the NHL for almost 2 years with that wrist injury a year ago, missed most of the season, and I'm guessing it's going to take him a good 20 games to get comfortable here in Detroit.
Fourth lines oppose one another now as Joachim Anderson is out there with Tutu and Miller. There's 57, Derek Grant, the former Spartan, out there with Mika Zibanejad, number 93 for Ottawa, just called back up from the American Hockey League. Former high draft pick, 6th overall in 2011, number 93, who goes and has the puck back of the goal now. Got knocked down, Mathot played one back into the corner. Kronwall tapped one in behind for his defense partner, Brendan Smith, playing his 7th game of the season after playing a season-high number of minutes against San Jose. Here's Miller in, and a stick lifted.
Good back check right there. Is that Carlson, I think?
Carlson,
wow.
yeah.
Great defensive play.
Here comes Spezza. Spezza cuts to the middle, and the shot just went wide and will pinball all the way back down the ice. Going to get it is Eric Gryba, number 62, the defenseman. Hooked a little bit and then lost the puck. Grabbed there by Chris Phillips. Off Zetterberg. Puck doesn't get out. Turned over. Zetterberg's got it. Datsuk was open. Zetterberg still with the puck. Datsuk circles to find some open ice as Quincy put one to the other corner. Datsuk out there with Zetterberg and Abdelkader, as was to be the line to start tonight. That pass went astray. Will go right to Howard, and quickly here Kyle Quincy. Abdelkader will shoot it in. Franzen back at center for a 2nd consecutive game. Is out there now. Senators reverse the flow for Carlson, the 15th overall pick in 08. What a smooth skater he is. Comes to center. Turris with a shot, and he'll stop by Howard. Grabbed there by Bobby Ryan, number 6. Ryan's got it. His familiar number 9 from Anaheim days, being worn by Milan McCulloch in Ottawa. Moved ahead here for Kyle Turris. Turris acquired from Phoenix for the defenseman David Rundblad. Lashoff moved it along to Kindle. In here to Franzen with a right wing pass. Alfredson, and the play goes offside.
Well, much like the other night, Babcock was very happy with his 4 young defensemen with only 112 games of experience starting the game. And the forwards pressuring, and they're doing that again tonight as Ottawa comes through the center ice area. He said to me tonight, we only gave them about 8 or 9 scoring chances. That's as good as it gets in any game, and they're the best team in the league, or one of the best teams in the league. Highest scoring, highest shots per game. And they played a 0-0 score, only to lose it in a shootout.
Here comes Tatar. Shot went high and off the glass. And that's again where everybody digs in, just like Paul McLean was saying that his Senators did last season with success with everyone hurt. You get injuries, other guys dig in, you go defense first. And that's what the Red Wings did the other night without 2 big guys on the back end. Here comes Weiss with a shot. Tatar moved up. Over there to grab it, Corey Conacher, just 5'8". And undrafted, came over from Tampa Bay in a deal for the big goaltender Ben Bishop. One really tall guy for a diminutive one. Ahead here it goes to number 22, Eric Condra. His friends and family here tonight. Trenton, Michigan native. Condra stayed with it. To Kaiser. Chip to center. Tutu missed it, but here's a break for Anderson. He's in along with Tutu. Anderson shot, and the other Anderson stopped. Easy save for Craig Anderson to make. Puck in behind Jimmy Howard and moved there by Quincy. Ooh, a big hit there. As Gryba, who's a big body at 6'4", 225. Puck in behind for Zibanejad. To an open Gryba. Scores! Great shot. Eric Gryba. First with the body, and then with the shot, and it's 1-0 Ottawa.
Well, far too much space in front of the net for anybody's liking on this play, as the puck is in behind, and all 5 Red Wings are pretty much below the hash marks here. There's just way too much room. The puck gets by to Kaiser there. And there's the look at this. All these guys on this side, and he could walk right into it. Gryba. There was a hit a few moments ago on Anderson. So Ottawa gets the lead in this game, and a goal that the coaching staff is not going to be happy about. Just far too many spaces out in front of Jimmy Howard on that one. He had a free pop at him.
So 1-0 on the Greiba goal. Zibanejad and Condra get the helpers at 5:46. Condra is a cheering section here at Joe Louis Arena. Gets an assist on that. So advantage to Ottawa's fourth line to start this game. Milan McCulloch put it side of the goal. Puck squirted free. Grabbed there by Datsuk. Loose. Here comes Abdelkader. Abdelkader gets pushed to the boards by Jason Spezza. McCulloch will bring it ahead. McCulloch's had some good chemistry with Spezza. Long shot in. Zetterberg for Datsuk. Went back to the point, but it was knocked away. Ryan can't get through. Brought on by Turris. Zetterberg got a stick in the way. Ryan behind the goal to Kyle Turris. They've worked well together in the time they've had. Bobby Ryan and Kyle Turris. Ryan started the season first half dozen games or so with Jason Spezza, but no chemistry going. At some point you'd figure later this season they'll wind up together again. Datsuk cleared at the center. This will be a high stick as Ottawa touched player to player. So with that, we'll step out. The Senators in a 1-0 lead.
1-0 Ottawa, and here's why. Watch Greiba move in to make the hit as the puck came around the board. Well, this is a little later in the play. Puck gets stumbled here past the Kaiser. Now watch these red jerseys all hold it right there. Bingo. He thinks he's got the Kaiser beat, or his teammates do. That means Miller comes in here to maybe try to cover up, but here's your key guy here. Everybody down below right here. Wide open for Greiba. Way too much room in front of the net. That's missed assignments defensively. Red Wings won't be happy about that. Ottawa and Greiba take advantage of it.
Up to the far corner there for Conacher. Here's a break. And the shot off the side of the post from Chris Neal. They jam away for it. Zach Smith couldn't get an opportunity. Back to the line, and another shot from Greiba, who's having a whale of a first period. Franzen just cleared it out to center. Conacher had it blocked, stays with it. 5'8" forward for Neal.
Detroit's got to get some jump here. Ottawa's got the jump so far early, even though they've been outshot.
Carlson stepped up on Bertuzzi to stop a rush. Now Alfredsson with it. Alfredsson put it back in. There's a tradition in Ottawa that whenever the clock got down to 11-11, the fans would all cheer in honor of Daniel Alfredsson. As Erik Karlsson couldn't hold the puck in. As we mentioned off the top, Alfredsson and Karlsson are best of friends, and Daniel spent time at Erik Karlsson's house last night. And in fact, Daniel Alfredsson's youngest boy, his middle name is Eric, after Erik Karlsson. So
you want in the baddest way, in the worst way, to beat the team you used to play for, and they want to beat you, especially in this situation where he was their captain for all those years. A lot of history there, and friendship aside, you want to win. That's the bottom line. And right now, Ottawa's got more jump than the Red Wings and getting more scoring chances because of it.
Kyle Turris dropped it back. No fake there from number 16, Clark MacArthur, free agent signing next to the Maple Leafs. Puck rolling down ice. Going to get is Jared Cowan. 9th overall pick 4 years ago. Tatar spins inside the line, then lost control as it goes back there for Karlsson. Brought on here by Turris. Turris got knocked down.
Oh, they're going to call a penalty to Kronwall.
Referee Dan O'Halloran's got that call, working tonight along with Gord Dwyer.
Cronwall's not going to like it, but he understands the new
Sorry,
NHL.
55, 2 minutes hook.
Did he hook him? Never hooked him at all. But that's the new NHL. That's going to get called, unfortunately.
And remember, that used to be a Nick Lidstrom play all the time.
Yeah.
You force a guy wide with the stick all the time. You
Use the
thought when
stick
the rules
roll.
came in,
Yeah.
you couldn't, but Nick, as Nick would, obviously,
He found a way around
He
it.
found a way around it.
Right.
So Nick Jr.'s in the box, as in Cronwall, and Ottawa goes to a power play. 3 power play goals in the season, tied for fewest in the league. 3 for 24. 5 of the 8 games Ottawa's played, they have not scored a power play goal. Red Wing penalty killing has been pretty good. 8th best at 84%. Carlson put it deep. The other number 65 in this game, De Kaiser will get it down the ice. And go right down to Anderson. More than Ottawa's lack of power play prowess has been how many times they've been shorthanded. 44. Most in the National Hockey League. They've had 20 more times shorthanded than they've had power play tries. Howard is able to make that save. Grabbed there by McCulloch. For Carlson. For the veteran Phillips. Here's Carlson. Looked in front for a redirect. Comes back to Carlson again. Now to Phillips, moved it over. Spezza faked the shot. Now wires one. Scores!
Too much time.
Jason Spezza gets the goal. His 6th of the season.
He triple clutched on this one. And somehow found the far side. It looked like there was a mess of players in front of the net. Oh, yeah. Oh, it hit somebody, too. Might have hit Brian Lashoff. Jimmy Howard can't see it. You can tell by his body language. Yeah, it did hit Lashoff.
Yeah.
And it might have also hit Brendan Smith on top of that. Holy jumping.
Seeing eye goal, Jason
Certainly did.
Spezza, who had a hat trick his last road game, his 6th goal of the season. He was one of those guys that Ottawa missed last season. He had back surgery, missed the final 43 games and the first 7 in the playoffs. Ottawa went to round 2 against Pittsburgh. Phillips and Carlson getting the assist at 10:48. Power play goal for the Senators. So the Red Wings in a 2-0 hole here, just past the halfway point of the opening period. Zetterberg brings it in. Knocked down by Zibanejad. He'll go after it himself, but Datsuk was there to get the first. De Kaiser got checked, but got it back to Datsuk for Danny De Kaiser. De Kaiser will dump one in. To the left of Anderson, came to Johan Franzen. Moved by Joe Corvo to Kyle Turris. Pass ahead to Jared Cowan. Number 2 for Ottawa. Drop one back here to Turris. Loose in front of the net. Turris turns around and shoots, and Howard stopped it. Turris grew up watching a lot of games in this building. Steve Yzerman was his idol. Finally met Steve when he was taken in the draft at Columbus. Got to meet his idol, Steve Yzerman. Corvo to pick it up. Ryan with a pass ahead. Ottawa's coming with a lot of speed so far tonight.
Lots of energy, lots of speed. And they got the Red Wings in a big-time hole because Detroit's only scored 2 goals a game the last 4 games, average. And they're down 2-0 already.
Well, the good thing is this season, scoring goals has been Ottawa's problem as well. The bad news is they've got Craig Anderson in goal, and he's been one of the best. Ottawa last season had a 2.08 goals against average. It wasn't so much their defense was great, it was their goaltending. Between Craig Anderson and Robin Lehner, the backup and the fine Swede. The Senators will tell you that Anderson's been their best player so far this season. They've had to rely on the goaltender.
Boy, Chris Neal
Yeah,
just
he
took
got
a
hurt.
run.
Yeah,
he
he's
took a
hurt.
run at Brendan Smith, and Smith was prepared for him. He threw his shoulder into Neal and knocked him right on his can. You see, Cronwall's without the face shield already. Probably had trouble seeing the puck and trying to handle it in his feet, so that didn't take long. It's really hard to adapt to have something in front of your face like that.
And again, he got hit by a puck at skate this morning and took some stitches and some teeth loosened. This after the concussion that cost him a couple of games. Anderson took a hard hit from Spezza. In comes Miller from an acute angle. Took the shot that Craig Anderson saved. Joachim Anderson off the end boards back out to center for Cronwall to Kinder. Off the high glass to the corner for Miller. Grabbed there by Erik Karlsson. Chipped it to center ice over Quincy's stick. He takes a penalty. As Turris was in behind him.
Bad hop over the stick to begin with. So if it wasn't for bad luck, there's no luck at all for the Red Wings so far tonight. And they're in a big hole, and now they got to kill a big penalty with 5:53 to go in the first. Down by a pair.
It was after Daniel Alfredsson left for Detroit that Ottawa went out and got Bobby Ryan, but they were trying to get Bobby Ryan a year ago to play with Daniel Alfredsson, but at the time they didn't want to give up Jacob Silfverberg, the good young player, who they finally relented and sent him to Anaheim. He's off to a great start there for Bobby Ryan. All this part of our Toyota dealers that bring you the scouting report on number 6 of the Ottawa Senators, who's put up some good numbers in his time against Detroit as a member of the Ducks. So they were after Bobby Ryan for some time. They would have loved to have him with Daniel, but hey, didn't work out that way. So the Red Wings here are shorthanded with Quincy in the box, scores, and there's the aforementioned Bobby Ryan who gets the goal. It's another power play goal.
Gustafsson.
As Ryan's got his 5th of the season, and yes, Jonas Gustafsson is getting ready at the Red Wing bench.
Well, they're in a huge hole now. I don't know if you blame your goaltender. He couldn't see, I don't think, both the first two. This one we'll have to get another look at. It's Ryan, goes to the net, beats him far side. The bottom line is 7 shots, 3 of them going to goal. The coach is thinking, can't something hit him, whether he sees him or not. And that's therefore the change. Just like that. So Bobby Ryan, after you just spoke of him, bingo on a power play.
He was the 2nd overall pick in 05 behind the lottery winner, Pittsburgh, and Sidney Crosby. He was sort of the consolation prize for Anaheim, but not bad, huh?
Quite a start. 5 goals in 8 games and change. So Gustafsson comes in. Jimmy Howard will go for a rest at this point.
Jonas Gustafsson, the first star of the week in the National Hockey League for his 3 consecutive victories. And as Jimmy Howard departs, so the Red Wings down by 3, couple power play tallies. And the last one was pretty quick. Greiba, Spezza, and Ryan getting the assists. Senators right back in again. Spezza with a shot that goes off the leg and up into the protective netting as Gustafsson goes for a skate trying to get himself loosened up.
Well, you've got 45 minutes of hockey left, but you're down 3-0. Holy jumping. Red Wings have hardly scored more than 3 goals all year, only a couple of times. But what a way to start. With Daniel Alfredsson playing his old team and not what you wanted for sure.
Brendan Smith with a long stretch pass to Datsuk. Finds Cronwall. Just missed short side. Zetterberg with a try. Ottawa 2 for 2 power play. Red Wings wait for their first chance against the team that's been shorthanded more than any other, and they're going to get one right now. Just as we speak of that, Red Wings are going to go to a Bell Tire power play.
Well, they'll take that and take an opportunity to be able to crawl back into this game. Paul McLean's going, yeah, I knew that was coming. We're up 3-0.
Ottawa penalty,
Great
14,
chance.
2 minutes
Cromwell just
cross-check.
plain blew it wide of the net. Wow.
Mark Mathot with a nice
With a block, yeah. Well, Detroit's power play hasn't been all that good. But there's never a better time for it to get good than right now. At least one goal to close this gap to a 2-goal lead by the end of this period they would wish for.
And Franzen with Tatar and Cleary as Franzen won the draw to Kindle. And Craig Anderson saw it all the way. He'll hold on to that. This Ottawa team playing their 7th road game. They're 1-1 at home, 2-2-2 on the road. And they've got a tough schedule coming up with Anaheim and San Jose back at home, and then they're at Chicago. So including Detroit tonight, this is 4 tough opponents.
Pretty good record. Pretty good record for a team that's been on the road most of the year.
Yeah.
3-3-2. Played the fewest games of most teams in the league.
Anderson moving one over for Clark MacArthur. Doesn't get out. De Kaiser with a good move. In for Franzen. Phillips stayed with him, knocked him down. Then Tatar lost his footing. Cleary goes in. Cleary's got the puck now. Swept it over for Kindle. Bell Tire power play. Tatar to Kindle. Back to Tatar here. De Kaiser couldn't one-time it. Now he shoots it again. Craig Anderson.
See, Anderson is seeing everything and making it look very easy. So Detroit's not getting the kind of pressure in front of the goalie like it is at the other end.
Get the $59 fan pack to watch the Wings take on the Stars November 7th or see them battle the Jets November 12th. You'll get 2 tickets, 2 hot dogs, 2 soft drinks for just $59. 313-471-7575. Call now. Ticket executives are standing by. Scrambled face-off went there to Mathot as Ottawa won it, but the Red Wings get control. Datsuk got a stick in there a couple of times with it again. Flip pass back. Kronwall. Good job to keep it in. Zetterberg lifted his skate to let one go around to Datsuk. Datsuk's got it one more time. To the line to Alfredson. Kronwall off the backboard. Wraparound try. Scores! Bertuzzi!
The one. There's the one you want.
It's 3-1.
One way to beat Anderson when you can't see it. Kronwall off the backboard. Funny bounce. Anderson's looking for it, but he sees Zetterberg go, and he turns his head. Bertuzzi's going the other way. I got it, you take it, and Bert scores his 2nd goal. 3rd goal, actually, but 2 like that this year.
Exactly.
His first one came like that on the power play, too. And the same net.
And you know, Mick, we've seen more and more defensemen, and Red Wings do that a lot. Lidstrom always did it. But now with the net slimmer at the back end, the way the puck is coming off the boards and out, whether it be right off the backboards coming out front or wraparound tries, we see there from Bertuzzi with the smaller nets this year on the backside, seeing a lot more goals just like that.
Well, you don't have to take a longer, wider route to get to the front of the net. That's the difference there. That's a big goal, potentially, for the Red Wings on the power play as well. They're 7th of the year. They're a little over 20% now, and they're only 2 shots back with a lot of hockey to play. We'll be back. No, we won't. We'll be back right now. We're not going to leave. So Todd Bertuzzi at 38 years and change gets it on the board for Detroit. That's a huge start with the goaltender change, and Zetterberg getting an assist, and Mr. Kronwall, who's had a rough day. It may make him feel better.
16-14, the time of the goal. Looking for another one. Saved by Anderson. That was a good stop. That Miller try. Miller with Weiss and Abdelkader. Following up on the power play. Brendan Smith goes back. Colin Greening hits in. Colin Greening from St. John's, Newfoundland. European Cleary chatted before the game.
It's a small country, so they probably did. These Newfies stick together, boys.
Here's Greiba. He's got a goal tonight. Saved by Jonas Gustafsson. So the Red Wings on the board, down by just 2. Thanks to Todd Bertuzzi. Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire.
Well, 3-1 here for the visiting team, and we were talking about the change in the nets this year. Try to show you here what we're talking about. As this play comes behind the net, the 2 Red Wings and the 1 Senator, hold it right there, guys. See these nets here? If I can do this correctly, they're really tight here. They used to be out like this in both sides. And therefore, you had to take a much bigger route and a longer time to get there if you're coming around the net to the front to get a wraparound. And see Bertuzzi right there, bang, in the net, just like that.
And the top of the net, too, is also slimmed down. So it's not as hard as your body is
in the
coming
back.
around to come
Right.
back. The
Right.
top's also, it's all tighter back there. That's out with a sharp angle. Came back here for Mark Mathot.
He tried to score, you know that? The goal scorer, Spezza.
That's it. Took it away from Mathot. Zetterberg's offside.
Detroit's got to get some jump here and try to feed off that Bertuzzi power play goal.
Zetterberg picks up his 12th point of the season, getting the assist in the Bertuzzi goal. 6 goals, 6 assists for Henrik Zetterberg. 43 shots leading Detroit coming into the game tonight.
And they can ill afford to let this game get by them without getting something out of it. They got a point the other night against San Jose, top team in the NHL, or one of them, one of the top 2 or 3. And they got a big Canadian Western road trip coming up. And the Rangers on Saturday night, who have been struggling, so they won't be easy, especially if Lundqvist gets it going. They need to get something out of this game tonight.
Actually, we're not sure if Lundqvist will, because they got a game tomorrow night. Lundqvist isn't going to play. He's got what they're calling a minor issue. I think it's lower body. Now we've gone from lower to upper body to minor issue. So Henrik Lundqvist not in goal. Maybe Saturday, but not tomorrow. Here's Turris. Backhanded one, hit a leg. And the net is off.
Well, if you get a computer and some kind of a technical instrument, you might figure out what lower body, upper body, what did you call it?
Minor issue.
A minor issue.
Yeah, they're in Philadelphia tomorrow.
Minor issue. What's the difference between a minor issue and a major issue?
Not sure.
He's out, right?
There's Kyle Turris, the 3rd overall pick of Phoenix back in 2007. Came over from Phoenix for David Rundblad. The deal has worked out well because Turris very well suited in a number of 2 slot at center. Spezza, number 1.
It's up pretty high of him up in Phoenix, too.
Just could never find a rhythm there. A change of scenery sometimes helps. Here's Kindle. Up high and grabbed by Anderson, who will hold on.
Wasn't he that had the contract issue there a couple of years ago, and he was threatening to go overseas and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Right.
Signed him really late.
Yes.
And there's some ill feelings over that, too.
Yep.
I think was left over, baggage. So maybe it's a good thing for him to get into Eastern Canada.
Yep. And Rundblad hasn't really been in their lineup all that much, too, but he's highly thought of as well.
Well, that's one of the reasons he's such a great skater, too. New Westminster, British Columbia.
And you know why BC, and you know why he loved Yzerman as well. Favorite player. Right that way. Kronwall kept it in. Checked by McCulloch. Kronwall still with it, walking right in.
Oh, geez, that's a great
Save made.
chance.
Sure was.
That's an excellent scoring chance. A 10-bell save by Anderson on that. He didn't know which way to go. He had big Bertuzzi straight in front of the net, playing Thomas Holmstrom on him. And Kronwall just worked his way through some traffic. And all of a sudden, boom, that's a great save by a very good goaltender. Wow, that could have been 3-2 in a heartbeat.
Between Ryan Miller and Jimmy Howard and Craig Anderson. A lot to choose from. And Jonathan Quick for the U.S. Olympic team. Turris knocked down by Quincy. Bertuzzi couldn't corral it. Sent to center for Datsuk. Out of Zetterberg. Good move in center around Ryan. Bertuzzi goes in deep, takes the defenseman with him. De Kaiser. Floated one in front that was knocked down by Greiba. Sure enough, Datsuk got to the puck. Bobby Ryan slid one ahead. De Kaiser sent one over that Quincy couldn't pick up. Backhanded in front, Quincy there to block it. Ryan for Turris. Up there with Clark MacArthur. Datsuk was there. Fending off Ryan. Very good defensive position by Pavel Datsuk. This will not be an icing.
But a deep zone faceoff, Red Wings will take it with a line change.
I was just thinking that when you said about Pavel. He knew he couldn't get the puck, so he just tied up his stick.
Right.
If a Detroit player gets a hat trick in this game, and they could use one, bring a copy of the scoring summary to our participating Arby's location tomorrow. Get a free small order of curly fries, and you can find a copy of the scoring summary in your newspaper or on the Red Wings page at Fox Sports Detroit.
Get a hat trick tonight, we might make it a large curly fries.
See what you can do.
There you go.
Work on that. Daniel Alfredsson. Clary. Alfredsson couldn't keep it in. Time winding down in the opening period. Shots are 12-9 for Detroit. As Franzen will just send it down ice. And the first period comes to a close. A better finish than it was to start in our Ram first intermission. Joakim Anderson will guest with Matt Shepard. And the Senators sure had a lot of scoring chances.
Well, they had too many scoring chances for everybody's liking here, but especially the Detroit coaches. They really need to get this thing turned around. Last 5 minutes, pretty good after the power play goal, but not a good start for the Red Wings. They need to change a lot in the second period as it comes up here.
A lot about goaltending in this first period, so why not have Chris Osgood, Darren Elliott, along with Justin White. Vote in the Fox Sports Detroit Red Wings Player of the Game, presented by McDonald's, Steak and Egg, McMuffin, or Biscuit. To vote, just text WINGS, followed by a space and the player's uniform number to 37338, or vote online at foxsportsdetroit.com and see final results post-game during Red Wings Live.
Well, big number 62 is our AT&T U-verse rewind. And Gryba, Eric Gryba, there's a good defensive play. He had a very good first period. Big hit there on Anderson that led to his goal. The first one for Ottawa. And there's the play behind the net. It started. Boom, in from the point he comes. Pretty nice shot. Lots of traffic in front. Big 62 has been all over the place. There he is, another defensive play in front of Anderson. He had 3 shots on goal to lead his team in the first period. He had 5:22. There you see his time. Averages about 16 minutes a game. And he's not big enough. God, is he a big boy.
6'4", 225, not known as an offensive guy. He's known more for, you may remember him from the playoffs.
I sure do.
Remember that?
He Prittner took Lars Eller's head and put it on St. Catherine Street.
Got a 2-game suspension.
I wonder what that would be today. Well, it was almost accidental to a point, but oh my God, did he ever hit him. Shoulder on the head, eh?
Yep.
He's a big boy, and he got his team off to a good start. Red Wings need a good start here in the second.
Picked up here by Datsuk. Will play one back. Kronwall for Brendan Smith. Jonathan Ericsson gone 2 to 3 weeks with a shoulder injury. Smith's Kronwall's partner. Datsuk comes in. Oh, and Anderson stuck out the stick from a prone position and made the save.
Wow. Datsuk got a very fortunate bounce, it looked like, as he almost split the defense. And let's see what was the end result of this play. He went through the middle. It bounced off Anderson right to Datsuk, and he couldn't get it up. Wow. That's a dandy, although this might have been wide of the net. Nonetheless, that's a great stop by a great goaltender right there. I think Datsuk's going to get one before the end of the night. The next question is, who's going to get one, the other one, to tie the game?
And face-off came back, but hopped over Quincy's stick. Quincy with the Kaiser. Franzen back to cover and picks it up for Daniel Alfredsson. For Daniel Clary. And this will be icing. Or a penalty upcoming. As well, high stick was the call.
Ottawa penalty? Nobody seems to know. Looks like it.
It is.
Bobby Ryan.
Ottawa penalty number 6, 2 minutes, high sticking.
Number 9 upside down, Bobby Ryan. That's why he's wearing 6. He used to wear 9 in Anaheim. So high sticking as we turn the clock back again. And Bert Tusi trying to tie the shootout. What a save by Niemi. Look at the right pad and the right skate. Whoop. Lucky to be good and good to be lucky.
Red Wings got a point out of the night. Kronwall for Zetterberg, but stick in the lane. It was knocked away. Smart play there by Eric Condra. Spent 4 years at the University of Notre Dame. Big offensive producer in college. Datsuk went back for Zetterberg, hit his skate. Deflected and just wide of the goal from Bertuzzi. Alfredsson had moved up, but it skipped past him and down by Derek Grant. Kronwall for Datsuk. To Alfredsson with a shot and a save there by Anderson. And sent back down the ice again, and the Red Wings will get a change on this Bell Tire power play as Turris moved down low on Zetterberg, who will now go off, and Kindle will skate it ahead. He's got De Keyser to his left. Up the middle, chip through by Tatar, who goes and gets it. Patiently waited and took the hit, and down goes Michalek. Franzen put it in front of the goal. Good stick check there. Kindle moved one over for Tatar.
Shoot the puck, boys. Look at this. There's another hook. Got away with that.
Danny De Keyser for Kindle back into his own zone. Into Ottawa territory. Following up comes Thomas Tatar. Cut to the goal and knocked away. Good defensive play. Mark Mathot got a stick down and in the lane. Mathot, who came over from Columbus in a deal for Nick Foligno. Robbie Ryan standing in the penalty box. He is now out. Cleary kept it along the boards. Checked by Phillips. Ryan with a looper down ice.
What the heck is that?
High stick, knocked down.
Oh, high stick. Okay. Well, Danny Alfredsson had a little bit more mustard on this baby. You could tell by his body language. Pretty good, easy save, though, for Anderson. And look how far out of the net he was. And Tatar, much smaller than Ryan, he delivered the check instead of waiting to take it. There was a Mathot. Okay. Three for a quarter on that one. The bottom line is, like Tino Cicerelli used to do, Datsuk will do. Don't wait for the check. Give it out. Even though you're smaller, you knock a guy right in his can.
Ryan centering one and just wide. Opportunity in front there for Turris. That hit the back of the skate of Clark MacArthur. Kronwall forced back by MacArthur. Weiss around for Cleary. Tried to center one for Drew Miller. Cleary comes out of the corner with it. Threw one toward the goal. It went off a stick and deflected up into the netting and out of play. Join us again Saturday when the Red Wings take on those road-weary New York Rangers. Coverage begins at 6:30 with Red Wings Live. That's Red Wings and Rangers Saturday at 6:30 on Fox Sports Detroit. Rangers at Philadelphia tomorrow, then in Detroit Saturday, the last of 9 games to start on the road with a $1 billion rejuvenation of Madison Square Garden nearly complete. That's why the Rangers haven't been home in so long, even though some of their games have been in the East, so they've gone home but haven't played a home game yet.
Well, it's always something, even to see those films of 2 original 6 jerseys playing against each other. It's always special.
Sure is. Point shot. Last shot got in front of that. It never got through to Gustafsson. Here comes Abdelkader on the left wing. Knocked away by Ottawa.
Oh, look out. Jeez.
Going heavily into the end boards at 2-2.
Dangerous. He tripped, I think.
There's Abdelkader skating on the 4th line here with Anderson and Tutu.
That's a couple of guys you want to keep your head up with, Tutu and Abdelkader. Holy mackerel.
Ahead for Mika is Binajad. Or Condra in a back pass. Binajad with a backhander held by Jonas Gustafsson.
Well, Jordan Tutu dangerously in there. He stumbled on his own. But he's lucky he wasn't hurt shoulder first into the boards, boy. But the son of a gun gives you energy of some sort every time he's on the ice. He's got a roll. He knows what it is. He wishes it was more like most hockey players, but he embraces what he does. And He's a great guy to have on your team. Very likable guy. Hard to not like him. Easy to not like him when he's against you on the other side. But
Yeah. Pollock had a stick lifted by Bertuzzi.
why wasn't that a penalty? You know what I mean? If you see less than he gets called.
Bertuzzi chipped it ahead. Brendan Smith coming in. Loose puck. Bertuzzi, just couldn't kick it up to his stick. Zetterberg had worked it over his way. Carlson with a quick pass back to Spezza, who's got that very heavy wrist shot. Scores off a lively backboard here at the Joe, and Spezza buries it on a one-timer.
This goal really hurts. Detroit with lots of pressure, opportunities, good speed, good hustle, good everything, and talk about take the air out of the balloon. My goodness. He may have got lucky, but point is, how did he get to it by himself? Because he's going forward, everybody else is backing up, and actually you got Datsuk forward playing defense, and there's part of it right there. But boy, this goal really hurts you. It takes the gas right out of your machine. Let's see how they respond to that. Boy.
Well, the new Ottawa captain. There's a 2-goal night. Back come the Red Wings Miller. Spezza's got his 7th of the season, second tonight. 3 of those have come in a hat trick this season. Carlson and Mathot getting the assists. Miller for 2-2 off his skate. Drew Miller back for DeKeyser. Miller turnaround shot saved by Anderson. Condra with a lead pass gets one through to Derek Grant with a backhander just wide for the former Spartan. Playing in his 8th NHL game and his 2nd this season. Franzen. He scored well against Ottawa in his career. Franzen with it at center. Franzen can't get through first try. Now turning is Ryan. For Clark MacArthur. Ryan intercepted for Turris. Kindle moved up to grab it. Ottawa with their second 3-goal lead of this game. Alfredson goes in after it. Phillips clears it around. Clark MacArthur. Over for Ryan along with Turris. Ryan shot blocked. Back the other way for Alfredson. He's all alone though, because the Red Wings are changing. Alfredson threw it in back of the goal. Anderson couldn't stop it. Tatar with a spinorama play. Erik Karlsson's got it. Moved one for Ryan. Just like that through center comes Smith. Zach Smith has it knocked off his stick. Played one back to the line and a point shot saved by Gustafsson off Mathot. Here's a slash from Smith that broke Stephen Weiss's stick. Brendan Smith back for Kronwall. Quickly through. Tatar didn't get out. So they'll try again. Doesn't get out again. Zach Smith with time. And Tatar took it away. Now Erik Karlsson moves in. With a good job to put it in back of the goal. Conacher moved it to Neal. The high slot Smith saved by Gustafsson. Smith again. For Mathot. Karlsson with a head fake around Tatar, who knocked it away from him. Kronwall on the move. For Abdelkader. Red Wings in the midst of a change. Abdelkader slid it in back of the goal. Karlsson for Ottawa to Spezza with 2 goals tonight. Spezza up the right wing. One-on-one with Quincy. Spezza holds on, waits for a change, and shovels one in back of Gustafsson. Milan McCulloch goes back to the line to Joe Corvo, and Gustafsson will hold on to that. It's Ottawa by 3. Red Wings hockey on Fox Sports Detroit, presented by Bell Tire.
Well, a big goal for Ottawa to get the 3-goal lead. Again, it's 4-1, but it came far, far too easy as far as Red Wing fans are concerned. Brendan Smith up here trying to get some offense going on this play. There's 19 Spezza. He's going to be your goal scorer. See, when this puck comes to the front, boom. Here's Pavel Datsyuk back here covering up for Brendan Smith. Good stuff there, but Smith is here too. Good position as we go ahead. Going to have 3 guys back. But what happens here? Try to read this play. Hold it right there. You got 3 guys here, but Pavel's standing still. This guy's coming with speed. Takes it off the backboards. Far, far too easy. I don't know how you make chicken soup out of that play, but boy.
Chance for McCulloch. Stopped by Gustafsson. Rebound in front of the goal. Datsyuk slowed down his check, allowing Zetterberg to clear it in. Craig Anderson.
Giveaway.
Intercepted. Datsyuk's got it. Yeah. Zetterberg fanned on. In comes Zetterberg. Long shot. Anderson made the save. And knocked it away again. Anderson, a former 3rd-round pick of Chicago back in 01. Here's Datsyuk, top of the circle. Now to Kindle. Blocked again. Bertuzzi's got it. Datsyuk couldn't get through. Spezza for Ottawa will just chip it down ice.
And that easily could have been an interference call there on Datsyuk with Carlson. So,
well, Ottawa, I say, takes a lot of penalties. Have been disciplined tonight, or getting the calls or not getting them. Just onside, they say. Threw it wide of Anderson. Miller able to keep it in. Puck to the corner. Joakim Anderson gets bumped along the boards by Grant. Drew Miller with it. And Grant will clear it away. Miller with a good play to get it through to Joakim Anderson. Joined again by Miller. Good hold in at the line by Quincy. Miller checked, but Tutu's there. Hit by Corvo. Former Western Michigan Bronco, Corvo. Off the high glass. Bounces out to center. Joe Corvo with it again. Corvo, a veteran blue liner on this Ottawa team, 36.
He's bounced around a bit.
Yep.
Got a good shot. Right-hand defenseman. They're a bit of a premium these days in the NHL. And with that, we're going to take a break as Ottawa is now cruising at the halfway point of the game. They're up by 3.
Well, with Daniel Alfredsson no longer an Ottawa Senator, somebody had to sit where he sat in the Ottawa room, and that went to Clark MacArthur. However, it's gone this long for MacArthur, and he still doesn't have a goal sitting in Alfredsson's stall. So MacArthur went ahead and asked a teammate of his, Bobby Ryan, if he'd switch with him. And Bobby smartly said, no way, I'd rather dress in storage room B than to take over that place. So now MacArthur's wondering, oh, maybe I shouldn't have sat where Alfie did. Alfredsson just played one back for De Keyser. Knocked down by Turris. For Ryan. To MacArthur. Shot gets blocked. Quincy for Alfredsson. Long shot in. Knocked down by Cleary. Poked away. Tried to jam away. They still are. Turris couldn't find it. Quincy was able to hold it in. Good persistence from Bobby Ryan. Back in came Daniel Alfredsson. Alfredsson, good save there by Craig Anderson with a left pad. MacArthur to center. And that play goes offside. It was actually MacArthur, Ottawa signed after losing Alfredsson to Detroit as a top 6 forward. Be there when the Wings battle Dallas on Thursday, November 7th. The first 7,500 fans in attendance receive a Henrik Zetterberg bobblehead. To purchase tickets, call 313-471-7575 right now. Ticket executives are standing by. And I think that bobblehead grows a beard in a matter of days. Kindle. Tatar shoots it in. Zach Smith turns with it. Lead pass for Conacher was knocked away. And it'll be called at the Detroit line offside.
And Chris Neal, after that heavy collision with Brendan Smith, works with Kindle. Neal's a tough guy. He's got some hands, doesn't mind fighting. Actually, he likes to fight.
Chris Neal,
20-goal scorer.
He was taken in the 98 draft, 10 picks ahead of Pavel Datsyuk.
Yeah. Laid a pretty good hit on Kindle there. Comes to play every night. One thing you can say, he signed a big contract a couple years ago with Ottawa. Some people thought they overpaid him, but there's a lot of guys making more money that are doing a lot less.
Senators all-time penalty leader.
Over 2,000 minutes. But after 30 minutes of hockey here in Detroit, it seems Ottawa certainly came with a purpose more than the Red Wings when the Alfredsson issue. It's been mostly all Ottawa.
Kronwall with a shot, hit a leg.
And once again, Ken, Detroit finds himself having to expend so much energy trying to get back into a game. It's really tough. Oh, boy.
Kronwall went looking for McCulloch. Here comes Zetterberg. Hit McThought in the back of the skate. Zetterberg threw one inadvertently all the way back into his own zone, so Danny DeKeyser goes to retrieve it. Shots are 19-14 Detroit.
And they're in a position now where, just like they were when it was 3-0, that they have to have the next goal to even have a chance to get 1 point out of this game.
The Red Wings' fourth line out there trying to get that. Ottawa's fourth line on the ice to open the score. Sent through for Grant. Derek Grant reaches that puck. Quincy then took it away from Condra.
You got away with a hold there, Quincy.
2-2 lifts the bouncer to center. Miller got tied up with Greiber. In comes 2-2 with a shot. Anderson got a piece of that. Whoa, 2-2 with a hard hit on his numbered counterpart. Franzen dropped it back, last shot, loose puck. Ooh, knocked down to the ice was Alfredsson by Greiber. Former teammates. Long pass ahead to center for Alfredsson. Tried to backhand it in, he couldn't. Here comes MacArthur with a good pass to Turris. Saved by Gustafsson. Big stop there from the Red Wing goaltender. And a hold that. 5:23 to go in period 2. Ottawa by 3. 2-2 with a big hit. Thank you, Justin. And just a reminder, as you enjoy a cold one, to look forward to Miller Time later in tonight's game, brought to you by Miller Lite. The Red Wings are looking forward to having Darren Helm back in the lineup on Saturday against the Rangers. That's been delayed. He went for an MRI. There is no tear in his groin. That's the good news. Feeling is he could be back as Gustafsson stops that shot for the Western Canada trip starting in Vancouver on the 30th of this month. Let's hope. Tatar drives the goal. Save Anderson. And Conacher was there, the former Lightning player, to clear it away. Joe Corbo will skate at the center. For Neal.
Vicious reasons, we might just not mention that Helm is going to come back, and we'll let it happen.
You got that right.
He's got to be frustrated more than anybody. There's a pretty good scoring chance by Tatar. Didn't get a lot on it. And then Lashoff driving the net and misses. The rebound right off Anderson. Pretty good defensive coverage, though, by Ottawa right there. Smith, yeah.
And while we wait for number 43's return, number 17, Patrick Eaves, will be coming off IR weekend. That would be good news.
Indeed.
Bertuzzi. As the lone Red Wing goal came on the power play. Colin Greening In for Spezza. 6 goals the past 4 games for Jason Spezza. The thought. Hit a body, went wide, back in front of the goal again. Chance for Greening. Cronwall with a good move to get away. To Brendan Smith. Anderson saw it all the way and he holds on. Well, as mentioned, next 4 games for the Red Wings. Henrik Lundqvist, who's out right now and won't play tomorrow night in Philadelphia for the Rangers. We'll see about Saturday. They're in next.
Look at the haircut on Happy Hoodler. Holy mackerel. Woohoo.
He's had a point in every game. The only player with a point in every game.
There you go, Yuri.
In the National Hockey League, what a start he's had. And Bob Hartley, a good start for Calgary. Apparently their training camp, they said, one of the toughest. The players say there that they've ever seen. And Hartley told them, you better come to camp in shape because they're under the gun, and no more Ginla and no more Kiprusoff who retired. It's a new wave in Calgary.
It's probably overdue, but you know what? The long season, can they keep it up? Who knows? But for now, they're doing very well.
It's our only Canadian Western trip, by the way. The Red Wings will
Isn't
head
that
on.
good?
Yes.
Not because we just like the Western Canadian cities, because they're wonderful. However, it's the miles that we don't want to see get put on.
Chris Phillips is over at the Ottawa bench. He's getting a new stick. He played for Mike Babcock at the World Junior Championship back in '97. They won a gold medal, and it was that year that Mike Babcock cut Dan Cleary. Back when he was a junior, he said nope, and now basically wanted them back so badly that they signed him. And he was thought to be going to Philadelphia. Anderson with a shot went wide of the goal.
That was tipped. A lot of that happening tonight.
Lashoff tried to hold it in. The puck was bouncing on him. Hondra's shot stopped. Driving the goal was Grant. And the Red Wings able to clear it away. Kyle Turris. Now Jared Cowan. Lead pass to MacArthur. MacArthur circles the goal out front, and Gustafsson makes the save on his former teammate from their days in Toronto together. Franzen just got his head up, swept away by Ryan.
Ottawa has been quicker in a lot of situations here tonight than the Red Wings, and the score shows it. But they've been relentless pushing the puck up the ice.
Alfredson, he'll dump it in.
And defensively, Ken, they're getting in the road of a lot of the Red Wing opportunities. Either they're handling the puck too much or Ottawa's just too quick defensively and getting in the road. Either way, it's not happening against Anderson.
And to think that coming into the game, Ottawa allowed 39.4 shots against per game, the worst in the National Hockey League.
Yeah, you never know by what we've seen tonight.
They've allowed 22 now with 2.5 to go in the second period. And this is a young Senator team with lots of energy. Less than half the team has played fewer than 200 games. Their veteran netminder Anderson shoots it around. Brendan Smith moves up to keep it in. Smith again for Abdelkader. Turns him back. Stays with it for Cleary. Quick shot. Abdelkader again and Smith. Kick for Cleary to Weiss. Stephen Weiss tried to center one. Didn't get through.
The battle that Red Wings are having to go through to even try to get a quality scoring chance. They're just not getting very many.
Mathot and a long shot in. Henrik Zetterberg. Greg Anderson made the save. Greening gets bumped. Zetterberg went down. Datsuk made the play to Smith. The shot, and again, right in the belly pad.
That's their best in a long time. Point-blank range from Brendan Smith. And he knows it, too. And he had some time. This is almost like the Greiba replay from the other side of the ice. Oh, my goodness. Lots of time and blew it right into him.
Well, the Red Wings have had a wide edge in the face-off department tonight, and they've won 9 of 11 in the offensive zone. So much for starting with the puck.
Right.
We'll try to win another one here. Make it make 10 of 12 and get a chance on goal. They do win that one again by Anderson. Alfredson to the net, a bouncing puck. Oh, and nearly turned into a goal. Popped on Anderson. That would be Joachim. Gustafsson chipped it around here for Miller. Miller up the left wing. Quincy across center, rimmed it around. Chris Phillips able to block it. Colin Green just shot it away, and Quincy. Back here for Danny DeKeyser. Long stretch pass. And Franzen just missed it, and that will turn into an icing.
Well, the Red Wings haven't had very many really good quality scoring chances. They may have had two here in the last couple of minutes, one by Smith and here one by Anderson. Not much to choose from after that Spezza far too easy goal. Took the air out of the balloon and made it a 3-goal game again. Ottawa's jumping on that with confidence and making it tough for the home team to get anything done.
Back here for Franzen to Quincy. Zetterberg had it picked off at center. Ryan pulled it back, trying to between the legs play. And step up on Datsuk immediately with Erik Karlsson. Karlsson, who while growing up in Sweden was a neighbor of Johan Franzen's.
23 years old, he's in his 5th year. What does that tell you? Boy, he was good right off the hop at 18 years old.
MacArthur at center. And the period comes to a close. Red Wings with an edge by 4 shots, but more importantly, they trail by 3 goals. Our MGM Grand Detroit second intermission. The Wings getting some chances, and Mike Babcock will chat with Matt Shepard. Let's send it now to the studio, the goaltenders with Justin.
Well, Coach, you pulled to within 3-1, and then Jason Spezza gets his second goal of the game. How much air did that take out of your club, do you think?
Well, no question about it. I mean, obviously, we didn't like our first period. The puck just flat out went in our net, and then I thought we got ourselves back to position and be in striking range, and he skated right through us. But they've skated way better and been structurally way sounder than we have. We played so well the other night. I thought we'd build off that. It's been the opposite here tonight, so we got to play right here in the third, get our work ethic back, get some structure back, and then your skill comes out. Doing what we're doing right now is not helping us.
Coach, thanks for the time.
Thank you.
Well, direct to the point by the coach, and direct to the point is Timberland. Our hits of the game, nice hit by Smith instead of taking one. Big Bertuzzi. There's Greiba on Anderson. Been a good night for the big defenseman. Tatar making the hit instead of taking it. Tutu always on the hitting end of things. 222s all over the place. And that's our Timberland hits of the game. And the Red Wings need a lot more than hits in the third period. They're down 4-1. Mike Babcock, you just heard him. We haven't been anywhere near as good as we need to be. It's been too easy for Ottawa. They've been much better than we have, and that's got to change.
And to start the third, he's got Tatar and Alfredson flanking Datsuk. So Datsuk and Zetterberg split up.
Yeah, that's an easy prediction when you play 40. And you know what? He also seemed to agree that as we were talking, they were back in the game. There's a hit to the face. Goes away. They call it, though. He agrees with what we were talking about, Ken, that at 3-1, and they had the last 5 minutes of the first period, they were back in the game, and the first 5 of the second until Spezza walked right through everybody and scored a very easy goal, a methodical goal for repairs. Puck hits him in the face right there. Yeah, the Spezza goal took the air out of the balloon, and that really hurt them. But Ottawa has just been a much better team than the Red Wings tonight, and Pavel Datsyuk, unfortunately for Red Wing fans, has looked very average, and that doesn't happen very often.
No.
But Ottawa just seems to have more purpose than Detroit tonight so far. They need a quick one here in the first 5 minutes to have a chance.
He loses his winger in Zetterberg, who goes to center and puts Franzen on the wing now, and Bertuzzi on the other side. Chris Phillips. Puck didn't go out for Tuesday. Knocked down in front by Greiva. Ryan to Turris, along with MacArthur. Oh, that hit Gustafson up high. MacArthur for Turris. And Ryan on the seat of his pants, get that up, try to pull it back in, then Zetterberg took it away from him.
It's nice to see somebody get mad, you know?
Besides the coach?
Get ugly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. You can dig your heels in and get her rocking and rolling.
Nice play. Franzen with a shot and it got blocked by Phillips, but Franzen took that pass. It was a difficult one, neatly right out of the air.
And it came off a defenseman's stick, and that's why Gustafson almost got whacked by it in the head. And I know it's a long season. When you're playing a game with the Olympic break 3 weeks almost every 2.5 days, it's hard to get up mentally for every game. But when you get in games, you know, that you realize you're not supposed to be in mentally because you can't be there, and it's not possible to be there 100% of the time. You got to find a way to get through it, to get your job done without hurting yourself or hurting your team. 20 guys can't be on an off night at the same time. There's no way. It's impossible.
Lashoff stood up on Neal. Puck came right back to him. Now Joachim Anderson's got it. Lifting one into the right wing offensive corner. It went 2-2. Anderson shoveled it back in there against Conacher, number 89. Knocked out of the air at center by a Red Wing high stick, but Ottawa took it. Jonas Gustafsson left it there for Lashoff. Zach Smith for Ottawa. Went back to the point here for Cowan. The shot scores. It found its way through. How, not sure. But Ottawa is up by 4 now at 5-1.
It looks like that's the kind of night it's going to be. It started this way and it'll probably end this way. Gustafson never saw this puck at all. Look at this. 4 guys. And Omega, did it get deflected again in front of the net? A couple of them already have. Let's see. Cowan's got the shot. And I think it did get deflected in front.
Conacher?
I think so. It looked like the puck went down from where he was, so I wouldn't be surprised if he gets credit. And the Red Wings are on the verge of being embarrassed here. It's 5-1 at home at the Joe. Daniel Alfred's an old team, and just not the way he would have drawn it up at all.
Although I think if you went around the league and checked star players who play the first game against their former team, I'll probably tell you more often than not, it doesn't go well, the first game. Applicator. Bouncing puck back in, and that's offside. Smith and Neal, they've given the goal to Cowan. Smith and Neal at 150. Sarah Condra, the Trenton, Michigan native, has an assist tonight. Former member of the Fighting Irish.
Well, they got lots to be happy about. 2 periods of change. They could cruise home if they want to at this point.
Red Wings have won the last 4 meetings with Ottawa and 10 of the past 13. And that goal does stay as Cowan's. They've got a couple of goals from their blue line tonight. 2 from Spetsen, another one from Ryan. So those who should score for Ottawa have, and those who shouldn't have as well. Alfredsson's got it at the line. Hard shot from DeKaiser.
One other thing you can't account for, no matter whether you work hard or don't work hard or get outplayed or not, is that sometimes the puck has eyes for you, as the song goes, and sometimes it don't. And right now, it's finding its way into the back of the Detroit net because it's got eyes, and Detroit can't get anything the other way at all.
There's interference. Cowan will go to the box after scoring a goal. The Red Wings are going to go to a Bell Tire power play.
Well, as Yogi said, it's never over till it's over, and still got 16 and a half minutes to play.
Ottawa number 2, 2 minutes for elbow.
Zetterberg got in there and realized he could probably draw a penalty and did a nice job not to give it away. And draw the penalty.
The Red Wings go to their third power play, 1 for 2 so far. Ottawa 2 for 2 on their power play tonight. One later in the first period, one early in the second for them. Tuesday got the Red Wings on the board in the first. So Kindle's with the Kaiser on the back end. Franzen turned back. Up with Cleary and Tatar. Finally chips it in, and the Kaiser goes after it. Franzen on that loose puck. Flipped one in front, but grabbed by Craig Anderson. Johan Franzen, who you remember that 5-goal night he had in Ottawa a few years back.
I'm guessing, but that would be probably the first 5-goal game since the Fedorov 5 against Washington. They're few and far between those nights.
Got to go way back to Sid Howe, way before those times. About a half dozen. I don't know how Anderson saw that, but he did.
I was thinking the same thing.
Shot. Let's go back to that night in Ottawa.
Wow, wide open in front of the net, just like Ottawa's been tonight. There.
And I mentioned Carlson grew up a neighbor of Johan Franzen in Sweden, and he was up close to him right there. He's on for a couple of goals that night against Franzen. And Daniel Alfredsson touches that puck to get a stop and play, and it'll be December 1 when the Red Wings and Alfredsson go into Ottawa. They'll meet here again on the 23rd of next month, 1 month from now. So Alfredsson will have played Ottawa twice. You can expect a much better effort from the Red Wings that night, I would think. And then into Ottawa a few weeks after that. And again, Daniel, and you know what? The HBO cameras will be all around that night. It's part of 24/7 following Detroit come December. So a little more under the microscope for Alfredsson. I'm hoping a lot of it will be gone by then.
Well, it will be as far as the players are concerned, but up in Ottawa, no, it won't be gone. No.
And I hear Eugene Melnyk will be out of town that night. The Ottawa Senators owner. Here's Datsuk with a Datsuki and deep back in front. Goes back, finds Bertuzzi. Along with Kronwall, held it in. Datsuk, Kronwall, Zetterberg, and off the side. Getting a piece of it was Anderson. Power play continues. Bertuzzi heads to the front of the net. Kronwall with a shot. Oh, just over Alfredsson's
wide
stick.
Open net, too. That's the bounces.
And Daniel Alfredsson, Mick, has scored against every team in the National Hockey League. Except
one.
obviously, one.
Yeah.
Got some time to do it this year. This is the first of 4 meetings. Chances are pretty good he will at some point, if not tonight. There's still plenty of time left in this one.
It is amazing that even a veteran team, now we got a young defense in Detroit right now, but a veteran team, when they're not going well, their confidence just goes down the drain. There's a great opportunity there. Zetterberg goes the outside of the net because Anderson was there. Nothing to shoot out. And this one, look at the rebound right to Alfredsson with some opening on the short side, but she bounced over his stick. One of those nights.
Intercepted at the Ottawa blue line is Erik Karlsson. An easy play down the ice to kill off the rest of their penalty as Cowan's out of the box. The Red Wings 1 for 3 on the power play as Tatar brings it in. And a save by Anderson. MacArthur ices this. Don't get shut out from the best matchups of the season. Get a Red Wings 10 or 20 game plan and choose your own games to fit your schedule. Call 313-471-7575 during normal business hours or visit DetroitRedWings.com. Quincy for Abdelkader. Larry Abdelkader and Stephen Weiss. Larry tried to pick it back. Abdelkader's got it. He went down. Arba had a hold of Cleary's stick. Turris, he's got a strong game tonight for Ottawa. A break for MacArthur, along with Ryan. MacArthur shoots, Ryan, rebound, scores. Bobby Ryan had a wide open net, and MacArthur went heavily into the end boards as Ryan's calling for the trainer immediately. Clark MacArthur will get an assist and a hard-earned one there as it's 6-1. Bobby Ryan's got his second of the night. And he won't get them much easier than that one.
Well, the goaltender has to play the shooter. He does that. Unfortunately, it was a play that a lot of players use anymore. Yeah, you can try to score on the far side, but if you don't, you get a rebound like this one. And you'll see as Brendan Smith is down low, and away they go. But still, you got three guys back, but he jumps in behind, MacArthur does, behind Stephen Weiss. That makes it a 2-on-1 here. Takes the pass away. What happens to him? Oh, he fell over top of Quincy. That's what happened. Fell over top of Quincy. He couldn't protect himself right there. And stung on that one, but still, I think he's okay. But the Red Wings continue downhill. 6-1 at home. Boy.
MacArthur and Turris assisting on Ryan's 6th of the season, second of the night at 6:13.
Situation like this for the Red Wings, or any team that's getting beat like this, is you try to get something going to help yourself for your next game, number one. And also, if you got guys that are struggling on the offensive side, try to get them something to go for them offensively and get off the schneid and get some confidence for your offense going forward.
Zach Smith put it back to the line to Method off the skate and went wide. In goes Conacher. Without a stick is Miller. As Method with it. Miller tried to block it. Now the Red Wings able to come out with it. As Miller goes to the bench, Method's got it. Puck back into the middle for Smith, who gets tied up by Joachim Anderson. In comes Carlson. Save made. Carlson, former Norris Trophy winner, as Tatar brings it in. And Craig Anderson will hold on to that. A 5-goal Ottawa lead at the Joe on Fox Sports Detroit.
The thing about Alfie, I mean, he's a great man. So if you sit next to him in the locker room, you get better. If you go for lunch with him, you get better. If you're on his line, you get better because he's a great player. He's calm on the bench. He's good in the dressing room. He's a huge addition to our team. He's great for the coach because he kind of like Lidstrom. He doesn't mind coaching the coach a little bit and helping him out. And as long as you're willing to listen, you got a chance to get better.
You can just see him in there, the guy with the hat. There's so many media in here. When we get Canadian teams coming to town, media always a lot more. And today that huge throng around Daniel Alfredsson.
There's not going to be a fun scrum in there in about a half an hour, I'll tell you that.
No.
There'll be a lot of questions that won't be able to be answered. You're getting whacked at home, 6-1, and they won't make excuses for it.
Well, Daniel settled into town here, say living in Birmingham. A couple of his boys have both signed on Little Caesars to play hockey. He's the third youngest. 7-year-old didn't want to register for hockey this year. He hasn't. He's got one younger boy than that, so things around here long enough. Little Caesar to be a beneficiary of Alfredsson boys playing hockey.
Spetzen's been a force for them tonight, boy.
Franzen with a shot, stopped by Anderson.
It's a real mix-up of a line right here. Bertuzzi, Franzen, and Zetterberg.
In the midst of a change, a 2-2 didn't handle that one. Turris. 2-2 banging away at it. Now Turris has it again. Centering one, knocked down. Picked up here by Ryan. MacArthur. Back in for Ryan. Knocked away by Gryba before Tutu could get there. Gryba took an extra shot at Tutu. Came right back for Quincy at center. De Keyser. Perfect pass on to Cleary. And again, no rebound.
Well, it's time for our Charter Internet high-speed shot of the game, and we're going to give it to Jason Spezza. First period, 1-0 Ottawa. Double pumps, triple pumps, and that may have hit a couple of people. Red Wing jerseys before it got through. Jimmy Howard had no idea where that puck was. Not that he should have. And Jason Spezza's got 2 tonight. A high-speed shot of the game right there.
Corey Conacher lifted a bouncer down ice. No icing. Ottawa was going to get there first to win that race on the hybrid icing. Stephen Weiss. Pass for Cleary intercepted. Zach Smith is back for Ottawa and gets it in. Kindle for Justin Abdelkader. Cleary has to go back and get it. He gives it to Kindle. 1-on-5. The Red Wings are changing. Cowan took him to the boards. Back to Kronwall, who's played 18 minutes and 17 seconds as of this moment. Behind only Danny De Keyser's 18:35 on the Red Wing blue line. Brendan Smith. Taken away by Grant. It's a Ginabad. Kronwall ties up Zibanejad. Into traffic, Randazzo. Zibanejad gets knocked down. There's going to be a penalty coming.
Terrible call. That chick knows it too.
Gordy Dwyer makes the call. Red Wings will be shorthanded when we come back.
Well, unfortunately, the only part of the box score that Alfredsson's going to get in is in a penalty here, and this is about as bad as it gets. He shoved the Ottawa player. That's ridiculous to call a penalty like that.
They called tripping.
He called it tripping. Never tripped him.
Well, unless
Didn't do
he
anything.
thought his right leg got him, but still, you're right.
He shoved him. I mean, it's, come on. It's a,
And it's a 6-1
you
game.
might as well. I won't go there. Just leave it alone. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. You can't touch anybody. It's real hockey, for goodness sake.
So Red Wings get that face off down the ice.
Got a better judgment than that to call something like that.
Long pass too far. Gustafson came out, so there was no icing. Would have been. Back goes Joe Corvo. Big fan of Chris Chelios. Going up. Part why he's got the 7 on his back. Anderson. Phillips at the point. Corvo at the right point. Blocked in front of the net. Corvo goes back. Native of Oak Park, Illinois, so he saw Chelios play a lot of those games for the Chicago Blackhawks.
You know, I was just thinking with that long save by Anderson, and a lot of times there's Bronx cheers for a team getting beat. This crowd has been very, very honest with this hockey team tonight and what they saw. They're down 6-1, and there's been really no boos to speak of. So they've been very respectful of the Detroit Red Wings, their fans here tonight.
Goes off the stick of Gryba. So Zibanejad couldn't pick it up cleanly. Cowan along with Corey Conacher. Taken away by Kindle and down the ice. Gryba. Spezza with 2 goals tonight.
He's been on the hum all night long, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Been on his toes, going.
Teams are even. This will be icing.
You think he's taking the opportunity to say, I might want to take a shot at Team Canada?
Yeah, I think so.
You know, he's looked like it. I mean, he's been really the best player on the ice tonight.
Red Wings
McGrath has
Live.
been good.
Red Wings Live comes your way after the game. You hear from Mike Babcock and I'm sure Daniel Alfredsson.
Bobby Ryan's been good.
Carlson. Alfredsson for Kendall. To Kronwall. For Alfredsson. Franzen, the shot. Another easy one.
I don't understand why shoot it.
Well, Don Waddell for the U.S. Olympic team is here to watch some players tonight, including Bobby Ryan. He's watching the goaltenders. Jimmy Howard pulled after 3, so he didn't really get to view him at all. And I don't know if he can judge the night that Craig Anderson's had.
No, Detroit hasn't had a whole lot going ever since the Spezza goal that made it 4-1. I thought we had a game at 3-1. And for 10 minutes, the Red Wings were really starting to come on there late in the period, early second. But after that fourth goal, that was the end. The balloon came to the ground crashing.
Zetterberg in there against Mathot. Ryan. Gustafson will hold on to that.
And we'll take this opportunity to bring you our Miller Lite moment of the game. And it's Jason Spezza. And there's that goal I was talking about. Far, far too easy. He just walked right through the Detroit defense and Pavel Datsyuk off the end boards. It was all Detroit here in the first 5 minutes, and Spezza made it 4-1 in second of the night. It's our Miller moment, and that's all Ottawa needed to put this baby in the bank and get out of here with 2 points, and they've gone on to two more after that, and they might have another one.
Kaiser's pass was picked off. Pass back for Neal, knocked away here by Gustafson. Datsuk's attempt for Tatar will roll all the way down ice. Anderson, a good puck handling goalie, ahead for Conacher. Conacher, who's only 5'8", has also had to battle type 1 diabetes. He's on an insulin pump. Ottawa doctors really changed his diet.
God bless him.
Yes, for sure. What a story. Held by Craig Anderson. We'll step out for a moment.
Game break brought to you by your Metro Detroit Chevy dealers. Back to the Bruins and Sabres. Boston up 3-1, but Nikita Zadorov beats Chad Johnson to bring the Sabres within 1. It's 3-2 after 2. We'll have more from that one, and of course, all the post-game reaction from Joe Louis, including what should be some rather colorful comments from Mike Babcock. And we hope to hear from Daniel Alfredsson as well about facing his former team for the very first time. But for now, back to Ken and Mickey for the final couple minutes from the Joe.
Well, it's been a rough week for Nick Kronwall. Tonight just adds literally insult to injury, considering the concussion, and then took a puck in the lip for some stitches. Some dental work needed today.
I was talking to Pete Van Zandt before the game, the medical trainer for the Red Wings, and he said pretty much that about 15-20 minutes after the hit that Kronwall took, he was coherent. He said he basically was out on the ice, but you know, the protocol now is that they have to go through that whole
applicator save made.
That whole thing of protection against future concussions and all that kind of stuff. So they have to follow a certain protocol on every hit like that. But he was, you know, pretty coherent, and ended up just missing the 2 games.
McCulloch. Far side for applicator. Back first is Colin Greening. Puck's knocked down, and Weiss able to knock it away before McCulloch could get anywhere. Kronwall back for Brendan Smith. Long stretch pass, but Corvo knocked Miller. Grant. Condra sent a shot high and over top of the goal. Corvo.
Ottawa has really shown their speed tonight.
Boy, Grant and Condra and now to Corvo. 3 graduates of the CCHA out there together for Ottawa. Here comes Grant. In for Eric Condra. McKindle with it. Under 4 to play here in the third period. 2-2 to Miller. As the Red Wings will get a change. Mark Mathot. Gustafson cleared it, knocked down by Zach Smith. But Alfredson. Datsuk helped one back. Kaiser to Lashoff. To Thomas Tatar. Knocked down by Conacher, so Tatar will try again, this time for Datsuk. Wanted to go back to Tatar, that didn't work. And Tatar getting a chance to play here with Pavel. Tatar bumped in the corner. And Cowan for the Senators. For Ryan, looks for Turris, wide open, and a shot. Ooh, Whistler went high. Ryan knocked it down. Datsuk away from Ryan. Right up for McCarthy. Finds Turris. Puts on the brakes and gets a shot away wide of the net. Zetterberg will pick it up. Zetterberg up the right wing with Bertuzzi and Franzen. The pass to Franzen, knocked down by MacArthur. Zetterberg intercepts off the MacArthur attempt to clear. Zetterberg moved up on his countryman, Carlson. He'll be Olympic teammates come February. Lashoff for Kindle. Zetterberg sends it in. The thought.
Carlson and Zetterberg going at it down on the near boards.
And after it, Red Wings there first. Smith passed Zibanejad, native of Stockholm, Sweden.
This clock can't go fast enough as far as you're a Red Wing.
Puck up into the netting and out of play.
Well, one piece of business left to do. It's all Ottawa tonight, and our big boy plays of the game will be the big boy himself, Eric Gryba, 6'4". Big hit there on Anderson. Big goal right there to get it all going for Ottawa. They have not looked back ever since. So our big boy play of the game, Eric Gryba, and they've had pretty much it all tonight, the Ottawa Senators have.
Gustafson will hold that for another face-off.
Night to throw the film out and go back to the drawing board for Detroit. They got 2 days off before facing the New York Rangers on Saturday night. 6:30 pregame here on Fox Sports Detroit. 7 o'clock puck drop. And it has to be a better effort by the Red Wings for a lot of reasons on Saturday.
And we'll be in our purple ties for Hockey Fights Cancer Night. Saturday night. You show your support, wear some purple. I know, Mick, you've got your tie. Don't forget it.
They're all ready to go.
And I've got mine. We'll be sharply dressed.
Yes, these fans have been very kind to their team tonight here in Detroit. Very few boos. Games like this
we don't
are
want
few
that
and
to
far
get out,
between.
though. Red Wing fans are polite.
No, I suppose not. But that's a good thing. I mean, you know what? They've seen a lot of entertaining and good hockey in here. And these nights are few and far between for sure. And once again, you know, you drop behind by 3 goals in a game. It's like a bad start to your season or a bad run. You go for, you know, a 2-8, 1-9 kind of start. It's hard to make the playoffs with that. When you get behind 3-0 in the NHL today, I venture to say that rarely is it ever going to happen that you're coming back from that. Once in a blue moon.
Yeah, and you've got a very better netminders in the league, and
Yeah.
Craig Anderson. The other end, so the Red Wings will fall to 6-4-1. They'll lose their 3rd straight. Ottawa will improve to 4-3-2 in the majority of those games on the road.
They got to feel really good about that, and especially the way they played the last 2 games.
Going home to meet Anaheim and San Jose, and they'll 3-2-2 on the road. Will Ottawa be after tonight? 4-3-2 on the season. With 5 seconds left, so the Red Wings will regroup. And 2 seconds to go in this one. The puck shot out of play. And the only goal tonight for the Red Wings, a Todd Bertuzzi power play tally. That made it 3-1. Then, as Mick said, the Spezza goal shot off the backboards right in front and a sweep out of the air, and in it went. So no even strength goals for the Wings tonight. First the Bertuzzi power play marker, the Red Wings 7th of the season. They finished 1 for 3 in the man advantage. And Ottawa, Jason Spezza, the new captain, as they come in here and throttle the Red Wings by 5 goals. And despite getting outshot 32-28.
Yeah, it's hard to believe they did, but the chances were Ottawa much better chances with traffic in front. For the most part, the Red Wing shots were seen by Craig Anderson, and he made it look easy.
6-1 the final. Our coverage continues. Red Wings Live. We'll send it to the studio. Darren Elliott, Chris Osgood, and Justin White.